Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today. I haven't been out in the island in a couple weeks and just thought I'd come out here and take a nice little walk this morning. It's beautiful. Sun is shining. We got rain for like half a day here and there. It was nice. But this is about to get ugly, guys. And it's a lot to cover in this video. We're going to cover a bunch of different business news and things that are going on with the economy. And before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Always hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to join the email list because we've got a big announcement coming out with Christmas in May. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, which I will talk about a little bit later. And the next thing is, this is going to get ugly. And Patrick Carroll runs the Carroll Group. And he is a commercial real estate person who says that this is going to be an absolute bloodbath when it comes to what's going to happen to commercial real estate. And that people don't want to admit the fact that all these loans are going to be coming due between now and 2025. And the problem with this is that a lot of banks don't have the ability right now to refinance commercial properties because the commercial properties are upside down. And the other thing that people don't want to look at is about 40% of all the commercial real estate is owned by smaller banks. It's not the big banks right now. So, crazy, but he said we haven't seen anything yet. And he says that there is one asset class that is safe right now, and that is large residential units, apartment buildings, the Grant Cardone Festival. So that, he's saying, is safe right now, but other than this, we are seeing commercial real estate is going to get utterly destroyed. Now, even in this resort community, Las Vegas, every place I've been over the course of the last 2 weeks, we're seeing more and more vacancies all over the place. Businesses that are shuttered, that have been open for decades and going out of business. So just a matter of time until people accept the fact that this is serious. Now, Mark Rowan runs Apollo Group, and he's saying this is going to be worse than 2008 because it's going to affect everybody's business. It's going to affect every community. The entire United States is affected by this right now, and nobody wants to look at this. So, keep acting like there's no big deal. Keep acting like this is just, it'll be fine. It's no big deal. And that's what's happening right now with most investors and most people. They just don't want to accept the fact that things are upside down right now. The ability to get financing is incredibly important. The ability to get credit lines is incredibly important. And people think, well, Dan, I run my business without a credit line. If you buy anything from anybody and you have terms on anything, like pay me in a week, there's credit involved in that. And that's what people don't understand, is that if you have any type of terms, there's business credit involved. So you're seeing this get clamped down. You're seeing it get destroyed. And, Warren Buffett, I love this one. Absolutely love it. He had his annual shareholder meeting and steps forward and says, there's a big banking crisis. And we need to support these banks, big and small, and make sure that they don't go out of business. If Silicon Valley Bank would have gone down, it would have been catastrophic to the system. Why is that? Why is that? Seriously, why is that? Every day, you guys, I'm telling you, I could do a 24/7 banking video channel. That's what this could be right now. I'm getting so many stories sent to me about the banks and about regional banks and about different stories. And we've heard, hey, there's 200 banks in trouble. No, Dan, there's 400 banks in trouble. Today, there's a story where there's 1,000 banks. It could be upside down. 1,000 banks. Who do you believe? Now, Warren Buffett steps forward and says, hey, wait a second. We need to support these banks. If we would have allowed a Silicon Valley Bank to go out of business, this would have been catastrophic to the banking system, and we'd be completely upside down. And it's a bigger problem than any of us could ever handle. And we're going to support the banks any way we can. So there's that. The next thing with this is that he said, you know, uh, we need to protect this. I don't see it happening. It shouldn't happen, but it could happen. I'm telling you, this is his quote. I don't see it happening. It shouldn't happen, but it could happen. Well, there's a vote of confidence for you. There is something crystal clear from Warren Buffett. And again, here's a rich dude that's got his hand in this entire thing. And there's a club that you and I are not a member of. And we're going to witness our banks go out of business. You're going to witness more banks go out of business weekly right now. And it's going to be no big deal. So do you have faith in Warren Buffett? Do you guys sit there and go, oh, Warren Buffett's fantastic, and I listen to him and his girlfriend Charlie Munger and have them tell us how great everything is? Okay? For him to ramble about the banking situation, read the story below, because I found an isolated article where it just went through his rant about the banks, and it does not give me an ounce of confidence. I don't feel good about it at all right now. I feel worse right now than I did before. So there's that. Charles Hoskins, one of the inventors of Ethereum, which is a cryptocurrency, it's a crypto product, let's put it that way. And he's saying that the banking system is going to go down for the count. And that when you look at this guy's article about how when we look at 2008, there was $436 billion in assets that were tied up with these bad lending institutions. It's a lot of money, guys. Now, it's we've already had $532 billion in banks go down for the count. This is going to be 10 times worse, he says, than what we experienced last time. Okay? Share your thoughts on that stuff. What do you think about that? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's going to get worse? For you crypto people, do you believe, one of the inventors of Ethereum, that this guy knows what he's talking about? I find it fascinating myself. But, we need to have some type of leadership that's going to fix this and have people be held accountable. Because, man, oh man, all these senators that are investing in stocks, think about this. AOC, who I'm not a fan of, and Matt Gaetz step forward, and they want to have a bill that would make it illegal for people in Congress and the Senate to invest in stocks. Now, if you don't know, Matt Gaetz' family is loaded. I mean, super, super duper loaded. So Matt doesn't need a job. Matt doesn't need his paycheck from what he's doing as a congressman. But he wants to eliminate that. And AOC, she's a bartender that everybody else is paying for. So, what do you guys think about that? I think it's crazy that these people come into office as public servants and make millions of dollars on our back. And there are so many different stock trading, Twitter accounts and TikTok accounts and things like that you can, there's one of them, my favorite, is Nancy Pelosi Trades. All it does is talk about the trades that Nancy Pelosi did and how much money she's made. And if you followed this, you'd make 20% over the course of the last year. It's a lot of money, guys. Okay? But she's got to be the greatest investor in the history of mankind if she can do that. 20%. Okay? So, real estate is taking a huge hit right now. And this is the season. This is when everything's supposed to sell, is right now. Now, I get a kick out of, all this stuff being told to us that we're in a non-recession recession right now. We're in an economic downturn, but people don't want to accept it. There's a great article, and I forgot the guy's name off the top of my head, and I'll probably remember it later. But the non-recession recession is ridiculous because, things are not as good as they were today as they were a year ago. And people are spending less. Things cost more. Oh, don't worry, it's all going to be fine. It's a non-recession recession. It's a growth recession. It's a progressive recession. I mean, all these stupid names that they come up with this stuff is utterly ridiculous. But think about this one. I found a great article, and it's about how California, for the first time in decades, our population went down 186,000 people over the course of the last year. 186,000. That's a lot. Not a ton when you've got, millions and millions of people in one state. But 186,000. Now, where is it? Oh, it's San Francisco, Dan. It's got to be one of the LA. It's got to be hell, right? It's one of those two cities. Nope. Riverside, California, which is a mid-income area, guys. It's not poor. It's not high end. It's Riverside. That's where you're seeing more and more people leaving from. So I found this utterly fascinating, to say the least, guys. So, share your thoughts so far on this stuff. Let me know what you're thinking. Beautiful morning. Sun is shining. I love summer. I love warm weather. I hate being cold. Okay, let me know what you think, guys. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. With everything that's going on in the market right now, you have to protect yourself, and especially your retirement. The best thing that you can do is get an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. Best place to do that is Patriot Gold Group. They've been the #1 rated for 7 years in a row with Consumer Affairs. Call them today, 888-330-1431, and get a free investor guide. They will answer all your questions. They have a no fee for life IRA and 401k, but they're a great company. I'm not only a spokesman, I'm not only doing Newsmax commercials, I am, a client of theirs too. I love the company. Take a look at it today. Do it before it's too late. Do what central banks are doing. Do what billionaires are doing. Do what your neighbors are doing, and subscribers to iAllegedly. They're buying gold right now, guys. Protect yourself, protect your family and your future, and call Patriot Gold today. 888-330-1431. Let them know that I allegedly sent you, and get free information on how you can get a metals-backed IRA or 401k before it's too late. We've heard prices for gold as high as $3,000 an ounce, and you don't want to miss out on this. Call them today or use the link below. Now, you're getting experts that are not just from, the economic and banking side. You're getting, Stanford professors. Armit Seru steps forward, and he says his analysis says that there is thousands of banks that are upside down. With the rising interest rates, with the 10 interest rates increases we've had, over the last year and a half, we have higher interest rates than we had before 2008. And it's just a matter of time until people feel the pain with this. Wow. Okay. That's not a vote of confidence, to say the least. But he says that there's going to be thousands of banks that are going to be at risk, and people are going to act like it's a big shock, and they need to prepare themselves for this. Now, multiple banks, guys, have cash out of the banking system, have multiple ways of paying your bills with online banking and things like that. If you're on a fixed income, have about 10% of your money monthly, have it in cash so if something would happen. Because when you read Warren Buffett's, article below, he's going to talk about how, hey, listen, if the banking system does have a glitch, we should try to fix it quickly. What's that mean? 10 days? 2 weeks? What's it mean? There are people out there that are going to starve during that time. There are people that will be very angry and take to the streets because they will not be able to pay for things or have access to their money. Just that simple. Just that simple. So, let me know what you think about this. Do you think that there's thousands of banks? A great article from this guy. Albert Edwards from Société Générale, he said that we're already in a recession. That's what's going on right now. Nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to accept the terms of it. People want to call it different names and label it different things just so that they don't have to accept the fact that there is an economic downturn that we are living through right now. But this is different than 2008 because of all the commercial real estate that's upside down. And again, beating that drum about how bad the commercial real estate is. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Let me know what you think. I love stats because most of the time they don't lie. Most of the time it really tells you how things are. Think about this. Worker productivity here in the United States is down to a 75-year low. 75-year low. People getting less done for the time that they put into work right now. A lot of this is attributed to work from home. Now, there are people like me that are a little different. And I'm telling you right now, if you said that white bench right there is where your office is going to be for the day, Dan, everything would get done. Oh, it wouldn't just be hanging out and looking at people go by on the boats and, paddle boards and stuff. Stuff would get done. Not everybody can do that. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, ChatGPT and all that stuff, who worked with Elon to get that initially set up, and said, hey, the experiment of work from home is done. And we need to get over it. We need to get people back to work, back to the office, and have them, reporting. Think of all the lost productivity, all the lost money. When you have an event come to a city like that Formula One race that's going to go to Las Vegas, billions of dollars will be spent there. When the Super Bowl goes to Las Vegas next year, whether you like football or not, there will be billions of dollars spent because they think there's going to be an additional 1 million people there in Las Vegas that week, the week before the game, leading up to the game. Okay, crazy. But that people spend money, they invest in the city, they buy shirts, they buy food, they gamble, they do everything. Well, same thing with working at an office. People go out to lunch, they buy things, they shop, they go to the dry cleaners. That has been absolutely, utterly destroyed right now. And as we look at productivity being down so much, that is massive, guys. A 75-year low. So, when do people sit there and realize that there is an issue and it's got to be fixed at this point? So, I find stats like that pretty fascinating when you hear them. This one was shocking. BMW just announced that they have a recall of 90,000 cars. 90,000, guys, for defective airbags. If you have a BMW between 2000 and 2006, better look at the site to see if your car is, being recalled or not. The recall work will be done for free, but what a headache, what a pain that is. Now, I wonder if anybody's been hurt by this. I wonder if anybody's gotten into an accident. The airbags didn't go off, or the airbags went off when they weren't supposed to go off. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. But one thing I also found was the actual BMW a recall site where you can go and check to see if your car has a recall. I don't know if every automaker has this. They should, but pretty helpful to sit there and to understand, oh, this is serious. This is, got to get fixed. But 90,000 cars, guys, that's crazy. We've talked a lot about pensions and making sure your retirement is secure. And again, my friends are like 10 years older than me. The ones that are set, the ones that are retired, have all said, wow, Dan, this is something that keeps me up at night because I worry about places that are writing me checks to make sure that they're going to be in business, as I get older. Because you can't work, getting too old to try to grind it out again. City of New York just lost $30 billion from their pension. Isn't that crazy? Because of Silicon Valley Bank. Uh-oh. Is that a lot of money? Yeah, it's a ton, guys. Okay? Once again, people get bailed out. You and I are going to bail out the banks. The FDIC is basically insolvent right now, guys. It really is. And, there's going to be fees paid from banks to pay into the insurance that's going to replenish the accounts. Okay, that's good. That's good. Here's something that's utterly shocking, and that is people are living on credit more than ever. The credit, basically you get the credit numbers, but they're about a month behind when we get them. And to give you an idea, the credit card debt in March, which is the latest numbers that we just got yesterday, they're up $26.5 billion. More people borrowed money in March than the month before. Okay, that's crazy. An additional $26 billion. The highest amount that we've had in the last 4 months, it was up $15 billion, and it's absolutely going in the wrong direction. If everything's so good, people are getting control of their money, they wouldn't be borrowing like this. So share your thoughts. I had dinner with someone the other night, and she was telling me about her credit score and how she just doesn't borrow anything, and how she has, she pays for things with cash. And very few people live that way right now. They just borrow, borrow, borrow. They go to the grocery store and borrow. Now, I know there's people out there that use their credit cards to get points and things like that. I've done that before. And, you can't live that way. And, I was talking to somebody that says, I have all these airline points. I don't go anywhere. It doesn't make any sense. If you have like a Discover card that gives you cash back, that's a great way to do it. A friend of mine who runs a foreclosure business, they have a Chase card. Listen to this. All they do is, for all their purchases, everything is run through the business. Everything. Everything is run through the business card. Everything is run through the business card. Every month, they're given an option of how they get their rewards paid. They chose gasoline debit cards. So they get free gas for this. They get debit cards that are sent to them in $50 increments. And basically they get 6 at a time. And he goes, I haven't paid for gas in 3 years. Isn't that crazy? Now that's ingenious right there. So what are you guys using your debit card, your points for, and things like that? Tell us, make the recommendations. Another retailer goes down for the count. The Christmas Tree Store, which is, I guess, a beloved New England retail chain, they went down for the count. They were tied to Bed Bath & Beyond, so it was not a real surprise that they went out of business. But they're finished. Not going to save it. No Chapter 11 rescue. They're going to liquidate and be gone. And I never understood certain Christmas stores and things like that are around all the time. So kids are out singing. It is anticipated that half of all the tax money that's been brought in already in 2023 for 2022 has already been spent, based on everything that Janet Yellen's been talking about. But this goes back to the debt ceiling nonsense and how we're upside down and there's not enough money for Social Security, there's not enough money for Medicare, pay the military, give people the free phones that we pay for, all that stuff. Those programs are going to have major problems, coming down the road. And as we get closer to this nonsense of a shutdown, I think that's what we're going to experience, is a shutdown. So, they can talk about a debate and they can talk about this all they want. I don't think that there's going to be anything that's going to come of this that's going to be remotely productive at all. So, speaking of this, productive, Van sent me this shirt. Look, guys, it's Anchors. Isn't that cool? So thank you, Van. It's a nice shirt. Had it taken in with the tailor and wearing it. Thought I'd wear it out to the beach and the ocean. So thank you, Van. Again, guys, large and extra large. You want to mail it in, the P.O. boxes below. The other thing is all the books you guys have been sending me lately. I really appreciate all you authors and stuff, and I'll give you guys your fair credit with this, because some of these books look fantastic, and I just haven't had the time to read them because of all the travel lately. But I will give it its just due and read these books that you guys have written and sent me. So very cool. And again, I appreciate all the gifts and everything you guys always send me. Argentina, guys, here's the thing. They have been following the United States, and they've been cleaning out bank accounts. Now, pesos, okay, they're worth what they're worth. But savings accounts in Argentina can be backed by US dollars and can be made in US dollars. And they've taken out, since the last month and a half, over $1 billion from their banks in US dollars, because they're concerned about what's going on. So, not just a Marvin Gaye song, guys. It's the banking crisis that we're living through right now. So, isn't this beautiful? It's nice. I love warm weather like this. It's just so peaceful and so fantastic, and great way to start your day. I'm going to finish this video with this last story. And we've heard a lot about scams lately. There's one of them out of San Francisco that's really depressing because it's out of Chase Bank, and Chase Bank elected not to do anything for the people that were scammed out of the money. And here's what happened. When you go to the ATM and you slide your card in, you put your PIN in, um, what these thieves did was they stuck glue into the slot that would take your card. So the only way to use the ATM machine was to tap it and use your chip. Okay? So use the chip, open up the account, and take your money out. Now, what happened was people were not closing out their account after that, and the thieves would walk up and they'd press the PIN number in again and, take more money out. One woman had $1,000 out, had all these different transactions taken out to where another woman, they depleted her account down to like 19 bucks. And Chase Bank said, no, you authorized this. We're not going to pay this. So disgusting, because Chase Bank has cameras on the ATMs and they can see that somebody walked up that wasn't that person, that didn't even want to investigate. That's horrible. So do yourself a favor, guys. If you use an ATM, make sure you close the transaction out. How many times you use the ATM, you're in a hurry, you grab your money and you leave your receipt with the balance on there, you leave it open. My 8th grade girlfriend her husband was in a supermarket, and where they had the banking in the supermarket. I believe it was Union Bank, and uses the ATM that was right next to a deposit station, takes the cash, leaves. Guy walks up behind. All he did was study PIN numbers. Watch them, watch them, watch them. My friend's husband leaves, and they walk up, press the numbers, and took $600 out of the account. Now, thank God for the cameras, because they got the money put back into the account, but you have to close the accounts out. And if you see anything wrong with the ATM, you see anything added to it, it's not working to take your card, and the only way you can do it is tap, report it, guys. Report it, report it, report it. People are lazy and they don't do that, and they just go about their day. But good old Chase Bank wouldn't help these people. So please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Join the email list so you can get notified about Christmas in May. Onward and Upward. Thank you, Van, again for the shirt. And I will see you guys soon.